Welcome acolytes, second video of the day, and I'm reacting to This Generation is Cooked. Ref says Tisu. Now I read something else at the first time I actually read it, so... But that's just my dirty mind, so there is that. But let's see what this is about, because I actually agree with the sentiment. I mean, depends on the generation, because I mean the generation after us is the F up of my generation, so I feel responsible, at least to a part of it. Doesn't feel good, but as it is, let's just see what Ref has to say, and let's start.
Hey, what's up guys, Ref here. So I always have a lot of sympathy for people who go through the experience of seeing their hobby get brigaded by a bunch of weirdos on Twitter, and that's exactly what we're dealing with today. So,
okay, why exactly? Because the weirdos on Twitter are irrelevant. I mean, what the fuck? They don't matter. What matters are those fuckers that actually infiltrate your hobby and try to make it something that it is not. Those are the really bad guys. Like, those are the people that actually should get kicked out instantly. But some freaks on Twitter that actually just brigade a video, like a hobby, those are irrelevant. Nobody gives a fuck. I disagree totally on this one.
So the other day, I made a very quick video on my old channel going over what seems like a fan service arms race in the gacha scene. Now recently, Azurlane's been dropping bangers, a lot of fan service, even more than usual, and I think a lot of companies like Nikke, for example, are trying to respond with more fan service themselves. And this was the post that I featured. It is...
I mean, yeah, fan service just works. I don't have to like it, but it works. So yeah, it makes sense to me.
A promotional post for the character Soda with this bunny outfit, and I talked about the fan service in that video. So like obviously we can see the Hunkabalunkas flapping in the wind here. She even has what appears to be a...
What the Hunkabalunkas? What the... Never heard that one. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, it actually makes sense. Damn. Okay, on point.
Vibrator on her hip. A lot of fan service, okay? And in that video, I focused on the more light-hearted aspects of it. But back then, I did not look at the quotes. I was totally unaware of the war that was being waged in the quotes and the replies of this post. And as a lot of people noticed, a lot of the people trashing on that design are Genshin Impact players. And boy howdy, is that a terrible experience.
Of course. You know what? Yes, it's true. Why? Because there are some particularly unwise people that actually invest thousands of freaking dollars, euros, rubies, pick what you want, just so their freaking character gets built out. And no, I am not saying that you cannot invest in a game you like. You should invest in the games you like, because that helps the games that you like. And at the end, if you actually like a game and you help them, that's fine. But don't invest in a freaking gacha game that's literally made to actually abuse your pockets. That's freaking insane. But okay. I mean, it's your money, you can do what you want, but don't be a toxic a-hole like freaking this guy and just try to make a different game down, just push it down, just because you already invested so much money in your gacha stuff game. So... There's
a lot of insults you can make. You can tell people to game in themselves, but that is weak. compared to, I hope your favorite hobby gets brigaded by Genshin Impact players, because that's exactly what's happening in this situation. So let's jump right into the mental illness. Here's an interaction in the replies that really sets the tone. This person says, Nikke women definitely look too old for the taste of Genshin's audience. I'm not denying that there isn't creeps in the Genshin fandom, but saying this when the girl in the post looks like an over-sexualized minor is quite hypocritical. You gotta be shitting me, dude. This is the character they're referring to as a child. They looked at this anime girl with massive titties, the size of literal watermelons, and their first thought was children.
Hear me out. I think they have something wrong with them. Because this character looks to me like a MILF. This doesn't look like a child. Unlike pretty much 95% of all characters in Genshin Impact. And I'm only saying 95% because I didn't play this game since release. And even after I played it, well, didn't invest any money in it, so freaking good.
That is very strange, and they call you the weird one for enjoying this design. Meanwhile, that is the kind of thought process they're having when they look at this character. But let's move on to the quotes. This user said this: why is this considered normal? Some of you need to be put on a watch list for the games you play. Ah, yes, let's put people on a watch list for playing Nikke and other gacha games. Honestly, what doesn't get you on a watch list according to Twitter users these days? Like, literally enjoying anything that has anything to do with an anime girl will drop you on one of these Twitter watch lists. But here's another one saying, whenever someone downloads this game, there will be a sniper waiting outside their window. Ah, we've elevated to death threats, straight from the watch list to death threats. I wish I could say I was
Okay, he wanted to say the same thing I want to say. I wish... It's not surprising at all. It's not surprising at all. Like, honestly, just look Genshin Impact up. Look at the... Wait! The magic! The freaking magic! Let's just go inside YouTube... Genshin Impact... Probably wrote it down poorly. Well, there we have it. Already. Okay. Definitively old, isn't it? No. Okay. As we're gonna react to it again. Yes, this definitely looks like a grown-ass woman. Let's just... Oh, the freaking biggest woman of them all. Like, this is definitively a MILF. Like, this is a grown-ass woman. Like, like, shut the fuck up. Like, honestly. What the frick?
surprised by that quick jump there, but this is Twitter, of course. Here's another one saying, I've met a total of 2 people who play this game, and they both admit that this game is way too sexual and agreed with us when we made fun of them. Ah, yes, you guys probably were having a riot as you had this conversation. You know, you and Chip and Penny must have been a real funny conversation. But here's another quote saying, God, I effing hate this game and anyone who plays it. This is always very strange to me. Like, how do you have the energy for this? Like, how do you have the energy to hate someone who plays a game or to hate a game? All of these things of which you could completely ignore if you wanted to. But instead, you sit there and you seethe about people playing a game. It's so strange. How do you have the...
He has a point there. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, how the frick do you have energy for this? Yeah, my time is actually worth more than actually getting mad about this. And yes, I'm doing this as a hobby, okay, with potential payout on one day, but most of the other people that yeah, they need a hobby. They really need something to do. This is sad. What the fuck?
The energy to hate people who play Nikke. Like, just ignore them and ignore the game if you don't like it. It's not that deep. Here's another one saying, I'm so serious, please block me if you played this weirdo stuff. Ah yes, I bet if you read their bio on Twitter it would be something like, please do not interact if you're a racist, a homophobe, a Nazi, or a Nikke player. Like,
I disagree. Because I think if you look at their Twitter bio, or anything Twitter, they will freaking have some kind of weird fetish that they want to hide. Or they play Nikke themselves, they are just on a hate fab thing, and just, well, are hypocritical.
That is the level of seriousness they have towards something like playing a gacha game. But here's another one saying, please, I don't give a F about sexualization, this or that, but instead of just how awful the live 2D stuff looks, like, why does her breast just snap into place like that? Whoever invented it, when I join you in hell, we will duke it out. No holds barred. I doubt you're going to do anything like that. You're going to duke it out. People like you have a panic attack when you're trying to order fast food. Like, it's not that deep, again. But moving on, this user says this has got to be the worst anime girl design I have ever laid eyes on. Now, I understand if you don't like this design, it's not your thing, but really? The worst ever. It's the worst ever. Every time there's like a discussion about an anime character design and people are mad about it on Twitter, they always say, whatever the latest one is, it's the worst design ever. Meanwhile, millions...
Oh, Rev, why? Like, come on, dude. Let's be honest here. Your titles over-exaggerate, too. Just like mine. This is just how the freaking thing works right now. As I said, I don't have to like it, but it is what it is. This is the game we're playing, so don't get worked up because of this.
Millions of people clearly enjoy it. But moving on to the next one, deeply questioning how exactly stereotypical men find this attractive. I don't know, guys. In the comment section, can you help me understand why straight men would enjoy this character design? It's definitely a very confusing and tough question to answer.
Confucius said, nice. I'm sure he said it once. Maybe not to this, but he would say, yeah, nice.
Am I right, guys? Moving on, here's another one saying, why would you design something like this? You have to be sick in the head, actually. Ah, yes. Being told you're sick in the head for this character design. Meanwhile, all of the people in the quotes are treating this character like it's a real person. Listen to these comments. She probably leaning like that because her back is killing her. No wonder she's bending over and moving like that. Her back must be snapped in half. So, she has crippling back issues, right? Pray for her back, chat. She's probably in pain. She's probably not because she's not real. I don't understand. Every time there's a large-breasted anime character, people start talking about back issues. She's not feeling anything. She's not real. Like, I hope this helps. But moving on, this user said, is she holding her suit strap up with her hands? Well, I'm glad you have observational skills. That's literally what's happening. Like, what else do you want to add? This person said, imagine a dude doing this. Well, I would imagine it would look something like this, you know? But again, as always, people always make this comment about, what if they did this fan service to men? Okay, do it. Like, no one's telling you no, or go ahead and create your own game and do whatever you want and see if you can compete. Like, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. And also, here's another round of very similar points being made. People saying, who actually likes this game? Like, I'm so serious. Do people unironically enjoy this? Are people actually playing this? Do people seriously play this game? I can't believe shit like this is topping the gacha charts, yet Alchemy Stars is barely making any money, which, first of all, a skill issue. But all these people saying, like, who plays this? How does anyone play this? There's no way anyone plays this. Meanwhile, users like this have pointed out that they've made almost $1 billion in a year and a half. Nikke is loaded. People are clearly playing this game and spending a lot of money on it. Like, this is not some insider info. It turns out a lot of people would pay good money to see a bunch of sexy anime characters. I know, this is shocking, but Nikke knows their audience and they are appealing to it, and they are earning a lot of money. And there's a lot of people flocking to gacha games like Nikke mainly because of the fan service and the character designs that clearly a lot of people like. And also, I always find it very narcissistic when people see stuff like Nikke, you know, they don't play it personally, or maybe they haven't really heard of it, or the designs are something that's not their forte, so they immediately go, well, if I don't like it or I haven't heard of it, then clearly nobody in the world has either, because basically they're the center of the universe and they can't believe people would do anything that they're not aware of or a personal fan of. But moving on, here's another comment saying people really unironically play this game and are public about it. Yes, it's a video game. Like, you shouldn't be put on a watch list or threatened or wanting people to harass you over the simple fact you're playing a game. Again, third time I've said this in this video, it's not that deep. It's just a game. Let people enjoy playing a game. Here's another comment saying, if I was a voice actor, I would not want this game on my resume. Why? Why wouldn't you want this game on your resume? In fact, here is the voice actress who is clearly very excited about getting this role. Would you tell her to her face that she should be embarrassed to the point of not wanting this on her resume? You probably wouldn't. I think she's very excited about this, as she should be. It's a great opportunity. Like, please, stop being so insecure about your hobbies or what people on places like Twitter...
And by the way, if they were on her freaking spot, they would take it. They would suck it up like anything else. They would be the first to actually get this role. But, well...
Twitter might think about you. But honestly, a lot of the reaction in the quotes too involves people mocking a lot of the Genshin Impact players, trying to say something about this design. You can see memes like this getting a lot of likes. And also this simple point that is a very good one. Makes me happy to see the game gatekeep itself. That is a very important function, and one that was true with anime for a very long time, and now with increasing censorship and things like that, and studios catering to a bunch of crybabies on Twitter, that wall, that gatekeeping function is getting a little bit weaker for anime, but I'm glad to see Nikke gatekeeping all of these people out of their fandom. Like, it's a great function, and I'm glad to see it happen. But that's gonna do it for this video. There was a lot of interesting
this was a quick one, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, if you think logically about this, would you want a person like this in your community? Wouldn't you actually want to gatekeep them away? Because the person that actually made this sounds extremely toxic. I wouldn't want that near me. Maybe I'm wrong thinking here, but honestly, like, the more I hear about it, the more I actually agree with a certain amount of gatekeeping. Not a giant amount, but some amount, definitively. I just don't know. Like, it's yeah, but okay. Acolytes, as it is, good night.